But shifting over to Blain in HIMSS Analytics and what you guys are accomplishing here. First of all, thank you for having your booth right there. Because, for everybody online, again, go to HIMSS Radio on Twitter, hashtag HIMSS Radio, and you can see all the visuals here, which is kind of cool. But also, Blain's booth is right next to ours, and actually I've been using yours as a landmark. So every single guest, I've been saying, look behind the HIMSS Analytics booth, and they got a big circular sign, and we're right behind it. So
yeah, it's a good thing we have it. I wouldn't find my way back either.
Exactly. But I did that early on, so all 40 of these big key leaders that I have at guests I've been marketing HIMSS Analytics to them as well.
Perfect.
So
Thanks for that.
Yeah, that's great. I just realized that. I said, everybody, look for the HIMSS Analytics banner. No, I love what you guys do. So tell everybody in my audience, you guys have grown a lot also, so I don't even know all the things that you guys do today. So spend a few minutes and tell us what HIMSS Analytics does.
Sure. Yeah. For our core product that we bring to market and our core service that we provide to the vendor and the provider community is based on a tool we call Logic, and it's essentially a platform that aggregates data, a market intelligence data in healthcare IT for every hospital and health system in the U.S. And Canada, several thousand around the world, and we can start to understand market trends, market share, who's winning, who's losing. We work directly with the CIOs as well as some innovative data collection organizations to gather this data, provide these insights. We look to understand where the CIOs and strategy officers of the health systems are moving, what they're looking to invest in, and help them make those investments. Along with that, we have kind of a very complementary set of market research services. The real driver of all of this engine is our maturity models. So as part of HIMSS, we have the part of the mission of Better Health for IT is to help provide guidance and framework around the world. So our EMR adoption model, which is about 10 years old, but has become the global standard for how to adopt and implement IT.
Very true, yeah.
Up to the point, it's interesting, I was talking with a CIO the other day who is replacing an incumbent system and moving to a new system. And they, 3 months after they kicked off the replacement project, they actually worked with us to get stage 7 validation. And I asked him why, and he wanted to recognize his staff and the incumbent vendor, which is great.
Yep.
But he was also being asked by Lloyd's of London and bond rating agencies for proof of stage 7 as they went through some of the reinsurance and bond issuing process, which is a pretty telling for the level of kind of ubiquitousness that tool has taken on, which is great news to hear. We're excited this year to launch a few more models, an analytics model to help organizations understand how they're structured, to use the data that they're getting in their healthcare delivery system intelligently, as well as a continuity of care model to help understand adoption and implementation and patient care beyond the walls of the health system. And for me, most exciting is the value score. So as we move beyond implementation and adoption and into optimization, it's another framework that we hope can be that similar level of impact that MRAM had in terms of helping organizations realize value in clinical outcomes, financial outcomes, operating success, and patient-provider satisfaction. So really getting to the patient and provider issues that have been there for a little while.
So the theme of the show over the last couple of days was really around best practices and pulling out kind of what are the ways that we can help care providers and vendors navigate the future of healthcare. So what do you have to share for best practices or trends that you're seeing in the industry that for people to navigate the future of healthcare successfully?
It's a great question, and I think the gentleman that was here that just won the venture forum will have a voice to play in that discussion. Been to a lot of these shows, and there's a lot of exciting dialogue happening. The on-demand health, the Uberization of healthcare, and how the disintermediation of the patient care with the health system, how does that shake things up, and how does technology enable that, and true precision health and precision medicine. President Obama is driving in that direction.
Yeah.
How do we enable that through technology? And I think the big question is to start to think about as you're making decisions in this is just understanding what the true needs are. It's really easy to walk through these booths and get excited about the innovative technology happening, and I think the question is as you're looking to invest in that, how does it align with your strategy? Do you have patients at risk that you really need to begin that value-based care transition and leverage some of these incredible tools to do that, or are you ahead of the curve, or you're a little bit behind on that? And so it's just going to be really interesting as we look at this continued push towards bringing the patient into the conversation in a very meaningful way about what technologies are critical to help to do that.
So looking at your portfolio of strategies and solutions from HIMSS Analytics, where do you guys engage that conversation? Because I know that we've used you in the past from some of my companies for targeting in the market, but how do you help people with those focuses?
So certainly we still help with that. In fact, we've enhanced our ability to help the vendor community target into that space.
Yeah.
We've added a significant amount of coverage into the ambulatory space.
That's strong.
Yeah, which will help the conversation a lot, especially as we move towards shifting patients back into the ambulatory setting. Beyond that, we look to the relationships that we have with the CIO community to help them make better decisions. So part of the logic offering that we're bringing forward is really enhanced market intel and benchmarking for the provider community. So as a chief strategy officer or chief marketing officer of a hospital or health system is looking to make an investment, they can now understand where they should be looking and how they compare to their peer group and they can do some very significant dynamic benchmarking. So we're leveraging the market intel and the data that we have to create insights to make better decisions. Really, we also one of the real big benefits of being part of the HIMSS umbrella is the access that we have to have good conversations with the leaders in the space and the innovators in the space. So we oftentimes take the role of facilitator of conversations with the vendor community and bringing them into the right dialogues at the right time and making sure that we're getting that appropriate feedback from the leaders on the delivery side to understand where they're going.
That's fantastic. So I'm going to throw a little bit of a curveball at you.
Sure.
Because actually Tom Sullivan from the HIMSS family asked me this question, and all of us threw it at us yesterday, and I loved it, so now I'm asking it of everybody. What would be a bold prediction that you have for 2016 that's going to happen in healthcare or health IT, maybe over the next 12 to 18 months? Any bold predictions?
I wish you'd asked me that after our wine event that's coming up after
Exactly.
this. I could have given you something really meaningful.
Well, actually, I'm going to interrupt you because the only thing is kind of funny. You can tell it's almost 5 o'clock because yesterday, someone's serving booze around here.
Everybody's serving booze around here.
Everybody is starting to yell, so we have all this yelling and screaming in the background. I know my audience kind of likes it because it adds a lot of energy out there, but it's kind of funny, the alcohol aspect. It's cranked up right now, but please.
Yeah. I don't know if this counts as a bold prediction or not, Justin, but I'm really interested in seeing what some of this innovation on that on-demand health forum does, right? So if you look at what American Well, for example, their big press release on their software development platform, the Uberization of health, and you immediately saw a mainline traditional healthcare IT player like Cerner partner with them to offer it through their client space. And at first, it struck me as a little bit odd, but it really does show that that shift to bringing the patient into the conversation. And so I don't know that it's going to be fully realized, the value of this in 2016 or in the next 12 to 18.
Right.
But I think that trend is one of the most exciting things I've seen in healthcare in a long time.
Well, I'll pile on because I don't think we're far off in that regard. My first guest today was Baha Zenden, who's the CEO of Azalea Health, who has that entire continuum of care in the ambulatory setting, and then didn't partner but built its own telehealth and virtual care strategy. And it's fully integrated into one block of code for a 1 doctor or even a 10 doctor practice. I couldn't agree more.
Incredible to watch.
Yeah.
And be part of.
No, fantastic. Well, thank you very much, Blain, for joining us on air. I appreciate it. I love what you guys, the whole HIMSS family is fantastic, but the HIMSS Analytics, you guys have been great. And thank you for all the hospitality.
Thank you very much.
All right, we'll talk soon. Thanks, my friend.
Thanks. Bye.